What's good? We back in the building, dog. ThreeKingsBoxing.com. And boy, oh boy, did
Yeah,
Sean
yeah.
just make a major fucking statement, dog. He made a huge statement. I'm talking
Yes.
colossal, grande.
What the fuck? And y'all get mad at my tag if you want. I don't fucking care. Fuck y'all.
What he said? What'd you say? ESG pulled the whole move.
Yep.
Hey, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. I got a little difference of opinion on that, but we're gonna talk about that. I have no problem with you saying that because that's how it looked. You know what I'm saying? But look here, man. Shout out to the people, and I ain't gonna give you too much fucking credit because of the way it happened. But shout out to the people that said this was gonna be a stoppage victory. I think my man Andrew McGuire said it. I think my man Chris Boogie said it. I know Lord Zoe said it.
Yeah, Law's up
Yeah, there's a few people that said it during the preview and breakdown video. But I'm only giving you motherfuckers like 40% credit.
And nigga, I'm
Because
giving him 35.
yeah, I mean I might take it down to 20, nigga. Because Sean Porter was lucid and ready to go, and Daddy stepped in, which in my opinion was the most bullshit stoppage I've seen this year. Now, there's a lot of people out there that are okay with it, and it's fine if you're okay with it. I don't have a problem with you being okay with it, whatever. But there's a lot of people out there that are okay with it because they're saying, hey, they're it's Pops watching his son. His son is getting hit. You know what I'm saying? He's basically he's fading, which is what we said during the preview prediction, right? That Sean Porter fades at the end of fights. Sean Porter was fading. Bud Crawford was on cruise control. It was only going to get worse from there. Third knockdown was coming. Possible stoppage was coming, right? All of that is speculation, though, at the end of the day.
Yes, it is.
Also, this is a world title fight. Also, when Sean Porter announced his retirement, which is another topic we're going to be talking about, he basically said that win, lose, or draw, we discussed that I was going to retire regardless.
Yep.
So now Kenny Porter knows that this is his last fight. And then on top of that, at the end of the fight, Kenny Porter didn't say that. He didn't say that he stopped the fight because Terrence Crawford was going to be coming on strong and he was worried about his son's health. That's not what he said.
No, he didn't.
That's what ESPN said, and that's what ESPN tried to put in his mouth, right? During the interview, who the fuck was interviewing? I don't remember. But during the interview, dude said the shit to him, and then he was like, well, yeah, that too. But his first response was, Sean Porter wasn't prepared.
Yep.
And my thing is, what do you mean Sean Porter wasn't prepared? Nigga,
yeah.
You're in charge of his preparation. So
I thought.
Yeah, what the fuck are you talking about, man? So that's what he said. So that's what his idea was for stopping the fight, which is complete BS. Had nothing to do with Terrence Crawford coming on, because that's not what he said. That's what ESPN said. That was their narrative. And even Andre Ward was like, yeah, I didn't like that shit. I didn't like how the motherfucker said that. Because he literally threw Sean Porter under the bus. So all of those things, and the biggest one is, you know that this is Sean Porter's last fight, and you still stop it in that manner. That's complete and utter bullshit, man. You got to let a man like that go out on his shield, especially Sean Porter, a guy who's not going to you're not going to knock this guy flat clean out. I don't think Terrence Crawford would have knocked him out. I don't
think so either.
I think at the very most, the referee could have stopped the fight if Sean Porter went down one or two more times. The referee could have stepped in and stopped the fight, but Crawford would not have knocked Sean Porter out cold. It's not going to happen. You saw how pissed off Sean Porter was and he got knocked down that second time?
Oh, man, he was banging on the goddamn floor. That's why stopping the fight when he doing that, like, what the fuck?
Why are you stopping the fight? If he's that angry, give him another shot, right, to get his revenge. Then if you see that nothing's happening, he's taking damage like fucking Hassan N'Jam was in his fight, then stop it. But Porter wasn't taking damage like that. He got hit with a couple good shots and got dropped. What happens? This is boxing. The fuck? So now when niggas get dropped, we got to stop it immediately? Because of what we think is going to happen afterwards? Come on, dog. You got to give that fighter another shot, especially a world title challenger who is a top-level fighter in his division. You got to give him another shot, bro. Especially when he's banging on the mat. He gets back up. He's lucid. He doesn't look hurt. He's ready to go. You got to give that man another shot.
You do?
I can understand if he was wobbling and shit, but none of that, bro. It was none of that. He was 100% good. Go ahead, bro.
Now you do, but I know why Kenny Porter stopped that fight.
Yeah.
You know, you do. You're right. 100% you do. You gotta give it to him. But you know, it goes back to something Derek James said a long time ago. He said, man, remember he was talking about the way how Kenny Porter does Sean? And they got into it. Basically, what Derek James was saying, hey man, the way he does Sean, the way he raises Sean, he's not allowing him to be his own man. Right? And that right there was evident of it because number one, Sean, when I heard Sean bought a house across the street from his dad, I was like, huh?
Yeah. That was crazy.
What? Okay, that's number one. But on top of that, his father stood right there and like you said, and was like, yeah, his preparation, fighters get to a certain place, they reach a certain plateau and they don't want to listen.
Right.
Well, maybe part of the reason why the motherfucker don't want to listen or you think he won't listen, that just tells me the nigga's becoming his own man. And if he disagrees with something you think ain't right, then he's going to do it his way. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
There's absolutely fucking nothing wrong with that at all, period. That's part of being your own man. Right. But there's no way I would have stood there and heard my father say that. But like, what the fuck is you talking about? Like, man, ain't no way I'd have been there. Like,
man, I probably would have actually snuffed my dad, bro. Like, hey, come on, man, you're not about to stop this fight and I'm good just because you think that I'm going downhill. You know what I'm saying? And Terrence Crawford's going up. Man, get the fuck out of here, man.
No shit.
You're supposed to have more faith in me as a fighter. Exactly. If you're my trainer, you have to have more faith in me, right? Sean Porter was getting hit, but so was Terrence Crawford. It wasn't a situation where Terrence Crawford was washing this nigga in that round, and up to that point anyway, right? Up to that point.
Exactly.
In that round, yes, he got him those two times.
Did. Yeah, he just sure
but
did.
Up to that point, it's not like Crawford was washing this nigga round after round.
Right. This wasn't Diego Corrales and Floyd.
Right. Now, here's the deal. Exactly. Wasn't Diego Corrales and Floyd and Arturo Gotti, right? Nothing of the sort.
Right. If you want stoppages, cool. I agree with the father.
Them stoppages, 100%. Right.
Hell yeah.
This was nowhere near that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, I had to score exact. Shout out to Max Kellerman. He knows what the fuck he's talking about, bro. I had the same scorecard as Max Kellerman, 100% all the way down the line. He said that they put up Andre Ward's scorecard. I think he had Crawford winning one round at the fourth round or something like that, and Porter had won like the first three or something like that. And Max Kellerman was like, "Well, I gave round 2 to Crawford, just like I did." And then he proceeds to say it was literally even and odd rounds. I gave the even rounds to Crawford, and I gave the odd rounds to Porter all the way up to round 6. I look at my scorecard, I was like, "Hey, that's exactly what I did, right?" Yep. Then at the end of the fight, he said that, and then he says, and then I gave Crawford round 7 to 9. I look at my scorecard. Yep, that's exactly what I did. What we said in the pre-fight prediction video outside of the knockout that happened, right? All of it came to fruition. The one thing that Crawford did a little different, I said that he should start off southpaw, right? He actually started off orthodox and then went southpaw in the second round and never switched back.
Yeah.
That's what he did. I missed it by a round, right? Then I told you guys the championship rounds, Crawford was going to dominate. It was going to be a situation where it was like he's going to beat the fuck out of fucking Sean Porter, right? And it's going to be a definitive win because of the championship rounds, right? He actually turned it on in the middle rounds. Round 7 is actually when he started to distance himself from Sean Porter. He figured him out. I mean, I really don't even need to do the breakdown because all you got to do is go listen to the prediction video. That's exactly what happened, almost, bro. Virtually.
We told y'all.
I don't even need to do the damn. I'm just gonna be reciting everything I said in the last video. Same thing with Bo. I mean, he picked it up in the 7th round. We missed it by 2 rounds. He picked it up in the 7th round.
Sure did. We missed it by 2.
But then at the same time, though, Bo. But at the same time, we were still right because that's when he started beating them really badly.
Yeah,
was round 9 and round 10. Round 9 was like the biggest round for Crawford, in my opinion. And then round 10 was the stoppage. It's exactly what we said was going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Also said that Porter was going to, this was going to look like a dirty fight on the inside in the middle rounds. That's exactly what happened.
Yep.
Also told you that Porter was going to try to box him in the beginning of the fight. That's exactly what happened. We know our shit, man. Y'all got to listen to us, bro. Y'all got to listen to us.
Yeah.
The only thing we got wrong was the knockout, which, in my opinion, probably shouldn't have been wrong any goddamn way if Kenny Porter wouldn't have jumped the gun the way he did. But I'm going to say this, bro. Terrence Crawford, and this is why I tell you guys, I told you guys this. Terrence Crawford is the most intelligent fighter we have in boxing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Bo said that his ability to adjust real time is only second to fighters like Floyd Mayweather and Andre Ward, right?
Yep.
Of the last 2 decades. It's only second to those guys, right? He showed you guys why that shit is true. He's showing you guys why I believe he beats Errol Spence. I've been telling you guys, I said it in the last video. I said Crawford beats Errol Spence. If he's on his shit and he's 100% focused and he's not talking about, yeah, you know, I'm already in the Hall of Fame. If he's not doing none of that shit, this nigga beats Errol Spence, man.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does.
I mean, the adjustment, cycle comments, the adjustment in this fight alone, bro, was fucking A+. And Sean Porter couldn't fight not too much better than what he did.
Now, actually, Sean surprised me with his ring IQ, to be honest with you.
He sure did. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, he surprised me with his ring IQ a little bit, honestly.
I agree with that. Yeah, Sean Porter's ring IQ wouldn't have got any better if he would have continued fighting. This was probably I think I agree with Andre Ward in saying that this is the best that Sean Porter's looked.
Mm-hmm.
I think I agree with that, man. And if he would have kept going and not retired, I don't think that he would have looked any better than this. I think this is the best Sean Porter would look in the rest of his career if he didn't retire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This dude, Terrence Crawford, is just that good, man. Anything, and a lot of the rounds that Porter won were because of volume, sheer volume, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
But the rounds that Terrence Crawford won was because it was beautiful punch placement and it was excellent ring generalship. Porter could have been trying to box, Crawford would be first. If Porter tried to bull rush him, he'd hit him with that check left hook. He was killing him with that left hook. He was killing him with that shit. Left hook to the body, left hook to the head, right? He might even throw the jab out there just to set up the left hook while he's backing up or while he's turning Sean Porter. This was a masterclass boxing lesson that Terrence Crawford gave to Sean Porter. A Sean Porter who was at his best, man. I can't say nothing else.
I mean, there's nothing more to say.
This is a bad motherfucker, man. What'd you see, bro?
All right. Well, you know what I saw? I saw Terrence Crawford that realized all he has to do is be patient. That's it. I'm gonna tell you why. Because he knew exactly what I knew. Sean Porter is going to come out boxing, but he's not going to maintain it for 12 rounds. He's not going to be patient enough to maintain boxing for 12 rounds because his natural instinct is to jump on you and try to attack you. And he knew once I get that Sean Porter lunging in, once I get that Sean Porter throwing them wild shots, I'll just catch him in between them. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what he did. And what you saw was a Sean Porter who tried to box. Then he made an adjustment. He was trying to bounce up and down and quick hit and get out. Okay. And then after that adjustment, he had nothing left.
Right. Right.
He had nothing left after that. The only thing he had was, I just got to jump on this dude and attack him. And if you look at how Terrence Crawford was literally, not only was he watching where not only watching where Porter would put his head, Terrence Crawford was matching Sean Porter step for step too, because Sean Porter liked to try to bait you in the corner and twist. He was twisting right with it. Then Terrence Crawford did one thing very, very smart that I think got to Sean Porter. Crawford picked that nigga up and took him to the ropes. Said, you ain't bullying me. And I believe that got to Porter because Porter is used to being the stronger guy to bully you around. And he couldn't do that with Terrence Crawford. So Terrence Crawford checked all the boxes in making sure Shawn Porter was only left to do what he, like once Shawn Porter realized, okay, the boxing ain't working, the quick hit ain't working, me trying to muscle him is not working. All right, man, only thing I got left is the bull rush this motherfucker.
That's it.
And he was, hats off to Terrence Crawford. He was patient enough to wait for it. And then he caught that nigga in between the punches, which is what everything we told y'all.
Man, one thing we did miss though was the lunging that Shawn Porter does, and I hated that I missed that because that's a major thing about Shawn Porter, right? When he comes in and he's basically trying to sack a motherfucker for a 10-yard loss, he starts lunging. You know what I'm saying? And when he was lunging, that's when Terrence Crawford was incorporating what? What was he incorporating?
Oh, he stepping back, boop, uppercut.
Exactly. There it is. The uppercut. That's what I was waiting to hear. That uppercut, bro. Incorporating it beautifully. And Shawn Porter, understand, guys, a lot of the times, this is why I had Crawford sweeping from round 6 to 9. Porter was extremely aggressive, but it became ineffective aggression. And that constitutes what we said about Shawn Porter fading in fights, man. Think about the Adrian Broner fight. He's beating Adrian Broner's ass and gets hit with a check left hook, knocked down in the 11th round. He's doing excellent against Errol Spence, gets hit with a fucking hook, knocked down in the 11th round. Right? He's doing good against Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia starts coming on late in the fight. He's doing good against Keith Thurman. That fight was literally back and forth almost the whole fight, but Shawn Porter started fading at the end of the fight. Every single fucking fight, bro, Shawn Porter fades. Even against Kell Brook. That fight was ugly because Kell Brook kept holding, but that was the game plan that Kell Brook went into the fight implementing because he knew that Shawn Porter was going to try to tackle his ass. He knew that. So he said, look, let me hold this motherfucker. And the referee didn't call it, so it is what it is. But even then, after all the holding and Shawn Porter couldn't do what the fuck he wanted to do, he started to fade. Every single fight you see Shawn Porter in, he starts to fade, bro. So if you don't see him getting an insurmountable lead early in the fight, you could damn for sure guaranteed he's going to start losing towards the end. That's exactly what we said, right? It's exactly what happened here. He started getting overzealous and said, man, fuck this. I'm about to run this nigga over. But Crawford is too smart, man.
Way too smart.
He's way too smart. And a lot of those bull rushes, he wasn't even hitting Crawford. He was swinging for the fences. Yeah, yeah. That's all you heard, too, because it wasn't hitting him.
Yeah. Yep.
Nothing but air and screaming. That's all you heard.
Nigga, I think I heard, I think I felt the breeze on my neck.
I did. I felt it. I felt it. I felt it on my neck, and the TV was in front of me.
You know shit, right? That's that surround sound for your head right there, nigga. Damn.
But real shit, man. Like Terrence Crawford showed you guys, man, how smart this dude really is. Right? And to go to the next part. This is what bro, I can't even keep a straight face. Here we go, man. Take that one down real quick, man.
Yeah, which one was that?
This is what Errol Spence thought, man. This is what he thought.
Guess who we saw sitting ringside? Errol Spence, the other welterweight champion, who watched that knockdown, put his hand to his face, and said, I'm out of here. Spence and his guys got up.
Now, Bo, go ahead and give you a take on Errol Spence walking out once the Kenny Porter stopped the fight.
All right, I more so think he walked out because he was upset that the fight got stopped. He felt that Shawn Porter should have went on. He didn't agree with Kenny Porter stopping the fight, right? I think that's part of the reason why he walked out. He like, no, man, you shouldn't have stopped that fight. But also, let's just keep it real, right? I truly believe Earl didn't want to deal with them mentioning him in the building, Crawford saying something, then him having to go up there, or him having to say something that he probably either number one wasn't prepared to say, or number two wasn't interested in saying at that time. Okay, because let's keep it real. Earl Spence wasn't there for Sean, but he wasn't there for Terrence Crawford. He was there. He was there to support Sean Porter because Sean Porter is also a friend of his. You know, because that's just Sean Porter's cool with everybody. Right. So he wasn't there because it was Terrence Crawford. He wasn't there to scope out the competition. Because Crawford said he was here. That boy said never come in one of my fights. Well, no, he wasn't there for you. He was there because of Sean Porter. That's his friend, right? But at the end of the day, for me, when you show up and you know that they're gonna call your name, for Earl to leave, I just didn't like the fact he left. He should have stayed. At the very least, just sit there. You ain't got to say nothing. Just sit there. You don't leave, dog. You don't get up and walk away, because when you get up and do that and you walk away, it gives guys like me and people that hate you to say, yeah, see, told you that whole nigga, he ain't gonna fight him. He ain't gonna fight him, right? And then I wasn't too pleased with Crawford either, because he didn't go hard on this motherfucker. Crawford just said, well, I guess if he get his tail out his butt. You didn't go, I mean, okay, but you didn't go hard on him. You should have been like, yo, he left, where yet? Somebody get that bitch back here. Where yet? Like, that's what he should have said. Like what he did, honestly speaking, to me, it does not move the needle on people calling for their fight. Now, some people might, because that's just boxing. But it wasn't enough. It wasn't like Dimitri Andre when he knocked old boy out and said the shit he said, right? Dimitri Andre like, hey man, listen, I'm tired. Hey man, hey, I ain't doing all this talking shit, man. Y'all, you media fans, y'all make these motherfuckers fight me. That's what he did. This motherfucker. And then at the end, what did Crawford say when they asked him about, well, you knocking out Porter? I mean, they were throwing him all kind of bones. You knocking out Porter? Was that a statement to Spence? He said, well, style make fights. He's we're all talented fighters. He should be like, hell yeah, that's a message to him. Where that hoe at? Where you at? Like, you remember how David Benavidez did Anthony Durrell? He said, right. Hey, Anthony, hey, where my belt, nigga? Nigga, where my belt? Did, yeah. Anthony Durrell. And they was like, oh, David Benavidez, what about God? No, man, fuck God. Hey, Anthony, where Anthony at, man? Where my belt? Damn. Where my belt, Anthony?
Yeah, he did.
That's what he should have did. But I don't like that he left, because it sends the signal that you guys aren't going to fight no time soon. That's why, to me, that was some whole shit. Because at the very least, you could have stood there and just stood there and pointed at Terrence Crawford, gave him the eye, man, that's what's up, son. Show some sportsmanship, respect for a fellow fighter. You should have did that and just stood there. Hey, man, if motherfuckers pressing you with questions, nigga, it is what it is, man. It is what it is, nigga. This is boxing. So I just didn't like that, especially when you jumped in the ring on Sean Porter, too. When he won his fight, to call him out to fight, and did the same thing with Manny Pacquiao. But when it comes to Terrence Crawford, you get your boys. And I'm like, I'm sorry, 2K, man. I couldn't have been a part of his boys. I'd be like, no, nigga, you better sit your ass down, man.
Yeah, word up.
You better sit your ass down, nigga.
I mean, you said what I was thinking, right? The reason why he was upset was because the way Kenny Porter stopped the fight. And he went on social media to say as much. That's why he got up and was like, man, fuck this. But at the end of the day, I always talk to you guys about perception, right? I always tell you guys that everybody's always fucking watching when it comes to these fighters. So when these fighters say and do shit in public, the media is always there to capture it. You see what I'm saying? So the perception here is that he didn't want Terrence Crawford to win because he's going to have to see him. I don't believe that, but Errol Spence's actions allowed that perception to be a fucking reality, bro. That's his fault.
Yep.
He should have never got up and walked out like that. What I would have done is I would have got up and tried to get in the ring. They'd have let me in. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you really want the Terrence Crawford fight, right, then you're happy that he beat Sean Porter. You don't give a fuck how he beat him. You're just happy he beat him. And then you go get in the ring and you try to get this motherfucker made. I guarantee you, if he would have gotten in the ring, the crowd would have went fucking crazy, bro. They would have went nuts. If those two would have gotten in the ring and did a face-off and had some words and shit on some WWE shit, the fucking crowd would have went crazy nuts, bro. And you would have really seen, regardless of how much, Bud Crawford actually draws and all this other shit, you would have seen how many people really want to see this fight. It would have been all over social media, nigga. Motherfuckers would have been cropping this video of them two face to face talking shit to each other. It would have been on every single Instagram account that follows boxing in the fucking world. Niggas in motherfucking Indonesia would have had this shit up. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucking Guam and shit, they would have had it up. That video would have been everywhere. Instagram, Twitter. Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford in the ring talking shit to each other after Terrence Crawford knocks out Shawn Porter. But he didn't do that.
He didn't have to talk shit. Just be in the ring and look at each other.
No.
Nigga could have went. Nigga could have took his fingers and went 2-0-2-2. Like nigga, the crowd would have erupted.
But you know, if they're in the ring, they're not just gonna stand there and look at each other, nigga. They're gonna say something. That's true. That's my point. So they're gonna say something to each other. That shit is going everywhere. That shit is viral, bro. Immediate viral, nigga. Immediate. But he didn't do that. Instead, he got up and walked out. Who's managing him? Al Heyman's supposed to be managing him, right? If I'm his manager, I'm like, hey, dog, you going to the fight? You going to the fight, right? Hey, dog, do what you can. Get in the ring, nigga. Market this shit. And Les Bo is right. They don't have any intentions on the fight actually being made. And Les Bo is correct that this fight is not anywhere close to getting made. I don't see why that part did not happen. I don't see why. Nah, they could have just, didn't really think about it. And the fight is actually getting made. You know what I'm saying? They just didn't think about that at that time. Real stupid shit. They should have did that. You know what I'm saying? That's common sense to me. But, a lot of niggas out here are stupid. But that's common sense to me, right? Hell, even if I didn't get word that the fight would be made next, I'm still going to do that. Because I believe that I'm the one that tried to make this fight with Terrence Crawford. I'm getting in the ring. And I also agree. I agree with you, Bo, but I'm not going to go too hard on it, nigga. I don't really care about what he said at the end of the post fight. I don't care. Him knocking out Shawn Porter speaks enough volumes. Mm-hmm. I don't care about this nigga, calling out Spence and fuck you, motherfucker. I don't care about none of that. None of that. I don't really care. I agree. He probably should have done that and went harder on him, but I don't care. He knocked out Shawn Porter. Now we need to fight. We need to hear about Spence. I don't want to hear about nobody else. I don't want to hear about no motherfucking Egidijus Cavaliauskas. I don't want to hear about no motherfucking Virgil Ortiz. I don't want to hear about no motherfucking Fabian Maidana. I don't want to hear about no Jerron Boots Ennis. Don't want to hear shit about Rashidi Ellis. I don't want to hear shit about nobody. I want Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence next. That's next. That's it. Nothing else.
Man, Bob Arum about to break your heart.
Well, Terrence Crawford said that he's leaving Top Rank in so many words, right? He said, I couldn't, Bob Arum couldn't. This is how he said it. He said, and it's kind of a loop. I think the nigga misspoke. He said, Bob Arum couldn't make the Errol Spence for me when I was with him. So what makes you think that I can get the Errol Spence fight made if I'm not with him? That to me don't make sense. I think he meant,
no sense at all.
I think he meant, that he wasn't. What makes you think I can get the Errol Spence fight if I stay with him? I don't know. But I think looking at Bob Arum's face, it looked like he's saying that he's leaving. Because Bob Arum had a look on his face like, it's over. You know what I'm saying? So it looked like to me he's leaving, which is something that I expected him to do. And this is why I said that if he leaves if he leaves Bob Arum in Top Rank, then we have a clear path to the Errol Spence fight being made, bro.
I agree to that. 100%.
It's a clear path, right? So at the end of the day, bro, I mean, I'll wait until I see some other shit out there because that statement didn't make sense. He negated what he said. It didn't make sense. So I wait for some more shit and wait for the original. We get the press release basically saying nigga's gone, right? Then that's when I'll run with it. But it sounds like to me that he's not going to be with Top Rank, which is actually a good move, in my opinion. I think he should sign like a 2 or 3 fight deal with PBC, right? Hell, it might even be a 1 fight deal because the next fight is Errol Spence. You only need a 1 fight deal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Unless you plan on going to 154.
Right, and he said that. But PBC might finagle some shit and say, hey, we want you to be with us for 3 fights before we give you that Errol Spence fight. They might do some shit like that. Or if you beat Errol Spence, we got in the contract right here that you got to sign with us for 3 more fights. Something like that. They might try to finagle that nigga to do something like that, right? But I think that that's a good move for him because at 154, it's the same deal. All of them are at PBC. You can't go anywhere unless you're going to be a free agent, right? If you're a free agent, then, you know, you don't have the push that Canelo has, but at least you're a free agent. You could possibly do some shit.
He has, you know, he's going to have to, you know, it's sad to say this because like I told y'all yesterday, man, I'm no longer going to advocate motherfuckers need to leave who they with to make fights because that's some bullshit. These niggas should be able to make fights, you know, whatever. If I don't care if you with this motherfucker, with that motherfucker should be able to make fights, right? But at the end of the day, for me, you know, they could do something like what Andre Ward Kovalev, right? You know, 3 fights. You know, guys gonna have, you know, 2 fights, then fight each other, or one more fight between the two of you all, kind of like how they doing, well, until she hurt her hand, kind of like how they doing Clarissa Shields and Savannah Marshall. Okay, man, we're gonna have you guys fight on the same card. You know what I'm saying? And then boom, we're gonna go into y'all fighting each other in next year. And they could do something like that. I wouldn't do the same card, but I would say we have y'all fight the same month. You fight 1 week, you fight the next fucking week. Right? Main event. Then guess what? After that, you get in the ring, you guys announce we're gonna fight in 2022. And that way you can do a 2 fight, which is fight once and then do a rematch. Boom. Big money right there. They could do that, man. They could do it. Say, well, Earl, actually, you can either let Earl fight Ugas or you can let Crawford fight Ugas. That way he got 2 belts, this nigga got 2 belts. See, you could do you could do something like that, man. But at the end of the day, the fight gotta happen. I'm sorry, y'all, man. If this fight don't happen, motherfucker better never talk to me about no greatest era of boxing. Kiss my ass.
I mean, even if the fight does happen, it still ain't nowhere near that.
No,
you know what
it's
I'm saying?
not.
But at the end of the day, for this era to even be considered, right? To even be considered, I'm talking when it's 2040, nigga. I'm gonna act like 2010 to 2030 didn't exist. You know what I'm saying?
That nigga said 2010 to 2030. Nigga, 10 years don't
20 years. A whole 20 fucking years.
20 years don't mean shit.
I'm gonna act like that shit didn't exist, bro. This shit is terrible, man. For real, bro. Like even 2000 and 2010 wasn't that great, but it might be better than this fucking era.
Yeah.
It is better than this era. Fuck it. I don't need to say might. It's better. We got a lot of talent in this era. We got a hell of a lot of talent in this era, but they're not fighting each other, man.
Way too, man. We got. You know what the fucked up part is? And I sat down after me and you did the show, and I thought to myself, if you look at all the talent we have more talent in this era than we did in the 80s.
Right.
So there's a lot of big fights fans could be having, and all these niggas would make money. You know, I'm straight up serious. Like, real talk, if, you know, I mean, I don't know how people feel about it right now, but let's say Keith Thurman comes back, he has 1 fight, knocks the motherfucker out in the first round. Hey, man, Keith Thurman and Errol Spence is still a good fight. That's still a good fucking fight. Okay? Hell, I don't give a shit if Errol Spence could lose to Terrence Crawford and then move up to 154, grab a couple belts at 154, and then they could do it fucking again. Like these guys, just like Benavidez. Man, Benavidez can fight Charlo. If Charlo lose, big fucking deal, nigga. Y'all will make up, but y'all can make all this money. Like, these niggas is so engulfed in thinking my old and the money I got and my Instagram motherfuckers and all the hoes that suck my dick and throw panties at me and all this old motherfucking shit. You know, they think that shit is what's gonna get them into the Hall of Fame. Like, for real, I think that's what these niggas believe. These niggas believe, I'll make the Hall of Fame, man. Look at my Instagram followers. That's what them niggas believe, man.
It's all about them. I told you, man. I'll never forget this quote. I will always say it until the day I pass, nigga, and I'm no longer to talk boxing, right? Angel Garcia set the tone. Why should we fight Keith Thurman when we can fight Rod Selka for $1 million? That is the quote of the fucking century, bro. Because that is exactly what all these motherfuckers are doing in this era. It's like Jamal Charlo is the king of the shit right now, bro. He don't give a fuck about fighting nobody, bro. He already said it. Why I gotta listen to the comments? I'm already rich. When in the comments are asking you if you're gonna fight David Benavidez. This nigga. So 2K translated, why I gotta fight David Benavidez? I'm already rich. That's what he said.
Mm-hmm.
So majority. Look at Tank, man. Look at Tank Davis.
That's what I'm saying, man.
All right, man. Shit. I'm thinking right now, dog. Yeah, I'm at 30 and shit. Yeah. Oh yeah, we gonna go to 135, nigga. Get that WBA regular title. What about the super? Nah. Fuck all that, nigga. Yeah.
That's too much like work.
Yeah, dog. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm gonna do dog shit. I got the regular, nigga. I'm gonna go at 140, you know what I'm saying? And get that WBA regular, nigga. Yeah. Get the fuck out of here. And people were really like, Mario Barrios is an excellent fighter. Man, no, he's not.
No, he's not.
Mario Barrios can't beat anybody. Nigga, Jack Catterall fuck Mario Barrios up.
Shit, nigga. At one point, his sister was more popular than him.
Right. Yeah, right. Yeah,
That's the truth, though.
For a second, yeah. Jose Zepeda fucks Mario Barrios up. Hell, Subriel Matias. I'll name somebody who ain't even had a title shot yet. Fuck Mario Barrios up.
He sure in the fuck would.
You know what I'm saying?
Shit, nigga. Gary Antoine Russell.
oh man, that's a slaughter. That's a slaughter. Mario Barrios has never been a good fighter. Just bullshit, dog. Right? So this is what we're dealing with. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, bro, to even somewhat salvage this era, because we didn't get Wilder, Joshua. We'll never get that. That's never going to happen. Mm-hmm. It's done. Right? So to at least salvage this fucking era, we need Crawford Spence. To at least salvage it, to make it, to even consider it, to not wipe it from history. I said we need Crawford fucking Spence. I don't need Crawford being 38 years old, Spence being 32. I don't know how different age they are, but whatever. I don't need Crawford pushing 40. No, I need Crawford pushing 34. Hey, wait a minute. He is 34. Exactly. Yep. Right now.
Right now. I already knew where you was going with it.
Yep.
I already knew where you was going with it.
Exactly, bro. So, man, dog, like, dog, they need to make this shit happen, dog. I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to hear nothing about nobody else. I don't give a fuck about nobody at welterweight. Somebody in here said Crawford versus Ugas. Nope, don't care about that. Nope, don't want to see that. Nope.
Don't want to see it.
Nope.
I told you, the only way I accept it if they already have 3 fights in place. We say you guys will take 1 fight, then you fight each other, then there'll be a rematch. Okay, that's the only way I accept some shit like that right there. I'm with you.
Yep.
And Earl can't say, "Oh, I need a tune-up." Earl said, "Tune-ups are for motherfuckers that ain't sure about what they can do."
Mm-hmm.
So that means this.
Go ahead. That means what?
That means, and he said, "Hey man, I want to fight for a title." So that means if somebody say Crawford, he can't all of a sudden say, and his fans can't say, "Well, he needs to take a tune." No, Earl already said tune-ups are for motherfuckers that's not sure of themselves. That's what he said. So he's disqualified from using tune-up. Not to mention the fact he did the same thing coming back from the cards than when he fought Danny fucking Garcia.
Right.
So Earl Spence has thrown that out the goddamn window.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What do you think about what Lazo said? He said, "Bo, you tripping. Right. What talent? Who does Nello beat at 168 in the 2000s, 90s? Who does Spence beat from 2000s, 90s, TP?" I don't know fuck that nigga saying after that.
Right.
What do you think about that?
Okay, here's what you're missing. I said we have more talented fighters in this era than we did in the 80s, and that's just the truth. If you look at Charlo, you look at the Charlos, you look at all these fights that can be made with all these undefeated fighters, all these guys that are supposed to be B level or A level or whatever the case may be. You have more of these guys around now in this era than you did in the 80s. Because if we keep it a being, you normally was only hearing the same name in the 80s: Evander Holyfield and fucking Riddick Bowe, Lennox Lewis and Evander Holyfield. Go ahead.
I disagree. I think I got to roll with Laud on this one, bro. I don't think the talent level is better now than it was in the 80s. I don't even think it was better than the 70s. You're right. There were a lot of names that were thrown around, but you got to understand there was no social media. So at that point in time, the names that were being thrown around were like the fucking princes of their particular promotional companies or managerial, managers. Excuse me, because back then the managers were in the media a lot. You know what I'm saying? Today, managers are hardly ever fucking talked about. But back then, managers were in the media a lot, right? promoters weren't really in the media like that back then. So I think the reason you didn't hear of those guys that were really good, right? Like Jimmy Young, for example, in the 70s. Yeah. Jimmy Young was a bad motherfucker, but people thought he was a bum, right? He wasn't a bum at all. Motherfucker was really good. The reason why you didn't hear about these guys because there was no social media pushing these guys. Social media is pushing guys like Joey fucking Spencer right now. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now we're in the 80s. You wouldn't hear shit about no goddamn Joey Spencer. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't even know that nigga existed. Right? Brandon Lee. I like Brandon Lee, but you wouldn't know Brandon Lee existed.
No.
You see? The whole cruiserweight division of today, you wouldn't know none of them niggas existed. Canelo wouldn't even know to take on Makabu. He wouldn't even know to fight him.
Right? I agree with that. But that's not hold on. But see, Lloyd, you talking about something. I'm not saying that they beat any of those guys back in the 80s. I'm not saying it all, period. Right? But 2K, and to your point, that's why I'm saying it, because we know of more of all these guys that are talented. It's motherfuckers out there that ain't even done nothing, and we hearing about these guys. Like up-and-coming fighters who coming out the Olympics, we hearing about these guys. Right. You see what I'm saying? So maybe I should have rephrased my thing by saying you hear of more talented fighters than you did in the 80s.
He asked you, this is a good question. He said, does Errol Spence beat Obakar? That's a good fucking question.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't. Yeah,
I agree.
Beat Obakar. And remember, Obakar couldn't get a world title, right?
Yeah, because he kept having to go up against Oscar De La Hoya, Felix Trinidad, or Ike Quartey.
That's the point. That's the point.
Shit, I don't know if Canelo Alvarez beats Hamsho or CP Scapion, who are the middleweights. Yeah, I don't know if he beats them niggas.
Good point. That's a good point. Yeah, man, that's a conversation for another day right there, comparing this era to eras of yesteryear. That's a fucking another conversation. I like that Lord Zoe on that one because that nigga be watching boxing back when them motherfuckers, niggas was digital. I said motherfuckers was moving in 2D and shit. He was watching them fights, man. So yeah, that's something that we could talk about later. But I do agree to. I agree. I know what you're saying, Bo. Because it's kind of what I said. The talent that we have in this era is a lot of talent. But I don't think it was better talent. I think there's possibly more talent in terms of the abundance of talent that's out there that people know about.
Exactly.
Is better in this era. But the talent overall, in my opinion, was better in the 80s and 90s, 70s, hell, maybe the 2000s. Maybe the 2000s.
Yeah, right? You know, like that's what I said. Maybe I didn't phrase it right. Then that's kind of what I meant. Yeah. Is, you know what I'm saying? We know of more talented fighters today than we did in the 80s, which is why these motherfuckers need to be fighting. You know, I'm going to tell you one thing that I also hate about how we do shit. I wish we did shit like they do in the UK. You know, have guys go through the farm system and fight each other so we'll know who to push to that next level.
Yep.
You know, I would love to see Rashidi Ellis and Jaron Ennis fight right now, man. That would be a great fight. Neither one of these niggas will be diminished, in my opinion. You know?
Yep. We talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
Like, if the United States, because the U.S. has the belts to hold their own internal circuit. Like, the UK has their own circuit. Like, they make the best in the UK fight the best in their given division, and they fight for the BBB of C or the Commonwealth belt or both.
Yep.
And then if you win that, that's when you're ready to go to world level. Start fighting the guys from America and all over the European scene, right? But they make them fight each other, right? That's why Ahar Davies had to lose to Josh Taylor. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, that's why Ahar Davies had to lose to Jack Catterall too. Right? You know, the dude that just fought tonight, Richard Riakport, he had to beat Chris Billiam Smith. You see what I'm saying?
Sure
they do that all the time. Liam Williams had to lose to Liam Smith twice. They do it all the fucking time.
I think he beat Chris Billiam Smith and Tommy McCarthy.
Sure did. He beat Tommy McCarthy too. Yep. Sure did. Right? So they make them fight each other out there. The U.S. has the belts. We got the fucking NABA, the NABO. We got the USBA. We could turn those belts into the equivalent of a BBB of C or a Commonwealth and have fucking Boots Ennis fighting Rashidi Ellis. That shit would be awesome, nigga.
You know what's funny about what you just said? They was doing that.
Yeah.
They was doing that back, I want to say it was in the 90s. Remember that fight between David Tua and the motherfucker that went crazy and shit, the heavyweight.
Ike Ibeabuchi.
Them niggas fought for the NAB.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they used to do that back then.
That fight was for the NABA title, dog.
Yeah, they used to do that shit back then. We need to bring that back. We need to bring that shit back, dog. Like Ryan Garcia should have fought Rolly Romero for the fucking USBA title. That should have happened. That should have happened.
That should have happened.
Stupid shit, man.
That should have happened.
That's what I'm saying. This era is trash, bro. This fight should have been fucking happened, man. But it is what it is, man. Let's go to the next one, man. And we've already alluded to it, you know, Shawn Porter retiring and all that after this fight. Man, I think it's too soon, bro. I hate to see Shawn Porter go because actually, while I'm watching the fight with Crawford, I'm like, damn, man, Shawn Porter is good, man. I like to see this nigga fight, you know, Virgil Ortiz, man. That'll be a dope ass fight, right? Them two were like number 1 and number 2 respectively, Virgil Ortiz and him in the WBO. Like, man, I like to see that fight. I like to see Boots Ennis see what he does against the pressure of Shawn Porter. I like to see that fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking that while I'm watching the fight, and then he announces his retirement. I'm like, what the fuck, man? There's a hell of a lot more meat on the bone. Hell, you can get a rematch with your Dennis Ugas. PBC would push that. If Ugas beats Stanionis, Amanda Stanionis, if he ends up beating him, right, because the WBA mandated that fight, and he doesn't get Spence right away, which I hope he doesn't because I want Spence to fight fucking Crawford, the PBC could push for a Ugas Porter rematch. They could have pushed for that, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's a fight I would have liked to fucking see. Mm-hmm. Agreed, Larzo. And that's the point that we're getting at. He said Porter doesn't want to be a gatekeeper. That's exactly what I think it is.
Yeah, I was waiting. I was waiting. Yeah.
Yep. I agree 100% with that, dog. Because he said it, and he said it before. Right? And whenever interview him up to this fight, he said, I don't want people to think that I'm a fighter that can't beat. Every time I got into the elite level fights, I lost. I don't want people to remember me like that. Right? So what that insinuates is I don't want to be relegated as a gatekeeper, right? Having to fight all these dudes and shit just to be a name on somebody's resume. That's not what I want to be. I want people to remember me as a guy that was a world champion. You see what I'm saying? So absolutely, I agree with that 1,000%. But at the end of the day, bro, just because you lost this fight and your dad inadvertently he should have never called this fight the when he did, right? I actually think that plays a part in this. The Texan said something earlier in the chat. He said that Shawn Porter was giving his dad the eye, and when he was giving that eye, he was like, yeah, you know, we didn't discuss this when he was talking about the fight being stopped. Yeah, I was looking at that. Porter was pissed, bro. Shawn was pissed. You could tell. You couldn't even look at his dad in his eyes, bro. He was pissed. I firmly believe he said this to save face, I believe. He said, because I disagree that Shawn Porter retires if he beats Terrence Crawford. I fucking 100% disagree with that.
I disagree with that 100% myself.
Because he's trying to tell us that win, lose, or draw, we already decided that this would be my last fight. Don't bullshitter, bro. Stop. There's no way in hell that if you would have beaten Terrence Crawford, you would have said, all right, y'all, peace. I'm out of here.
That shit you said before that fight.
Yeah, right. Absolutely not. You would have not have retired if you would have beaten Terrence Crawford. What you would have done is called out Errol Spence because you've been trying to get that rematch. That's what he would have done. So I firmly believe that the stoppage from Kenny Porter made Shawn Porter say, fuck it, I'm done. Look at his face when he's giving the interview, man. Look at his face. He is pissed. He can't even look his dad in the fucking eyes, man. He's pissed. I firmly believe that decision that his dad made had Shawn Porter believing that his dad no longer has faith in him. So he said, fuck it, I'm done. Understand, his dad is everything. Bo just told you guys, basically his dad don't even let him be his own man. Hell, the nigga bought a house 500 yards away from him, or 500 feet away from him, I think it was. 500 feet. Right across the street. He is attached to his father, which means that he has the utmost respect for his father, which means that he looks up to his father. His father is his role model, which means that whatever his father says and does, he takes it to heart. And you can see in that interview, this shit right here was fucking with his soul, bruh. That his dad stopped the fight like that. Because Shawn Porter is celebrated as a fighter who has losses but was never actually beaten up, which equates to him never actually being stopped. If, ladies and gentlemen, if we know this, don't you think Shawn Porter knows that too?
Yep. And my man right here, I agree with you also. And I think like, and exactly what 2K saying.
Sure did.
That stoppage took the fight out of Shawn. Shawn Porter felt, this motherfucker don't believe in me no more.
Yes.
There's no point in me continuously fighting.
There's no reason for me to continue to fight. I believe, see, he said, we've never had this discussion.
Yeah.
He would stop a fight, right?
That was key. That was key, right?
That was key. That also tells me that the discussions that they did have in the past was you go out on your shield. It might not have been those words specifically, but the way Shawn Porter said what he said in that interview, that tells me that the discussions that they did have was that, yeah, we don't stop fights. Nigga, we go out on our shield, nigga.
Yeah.
You don't have to kill us. And I can see Kenny saying something like that. That's all up in Kenny's character to say something like that to Shawn, man. And to go out like this, it basically negates everything that Shawn was taught in terms of building the character of a fucking warrior. It negates all of that. That's why this nigga don't want to fight no more, man. What you think, bro?
Kenny Porter acted like a father and not like a trainer.
Yeah, I agree.
Acted, he knew if they did talk about this and they knew he was going to retire, he looked at this. He looked at his son living across the street from him. He looked at going over, just being able to walk across the street and see his grandkids anytime he wanted to see them. He looked at everything they built, everything they worked hard for. He looked at his son being a family man, and he did the same thing that Joe Frazier's trainer said to himself. I stopped that fight because I didn't want to picture, I could picture him being a vegetable. And I didn't want to see that. And that's what Kenny Porter said. He said, my son has a family. My son has built a legacy. My son has a lot he can do after boxing. I do not want to see him either get beat like this or this be the last memory of my son. So fuck it. I'm going to stop the fight. I'll take the blame. He thought like a father and not like a fucking trainer. And I get it. Believe me, let me tell you something, man. I get it. But at some point, you have to let that motherfucker be his own man.
Right.
You gotta let him be his own man, dog.
Right.
Gotta let him be his own man. You know what I'm saying? Shit, nigga. If my son ever, if I ever told my fucking son one day, if I ever tell my son, if I say, hey nigga, go get me some water, you know, at the refrigerator. And we both sitting there, say, hey nigga, give me some water at the refrigerator. He'd be like, no, man, you always telling me get your water. Why don't you get your own water? I'd be like, nigga, that's what's up. I'm gonna get my water. Then I'm gonna throw that nigga some boxing gloves. I'm finna fuck you up though. You don't say no shit like that. You don't say no shit like that to me, motherfucker.
The whole point is being a man, right? Him having
exactly.
to understand that he has to be his own man, exactly. And what Mike Wilson said is good. He said it was compounded by how Kenny Porter publicly threw his son under the bus after the fight. That is a wound that will take a long time to heal, if it will be ever fully healed. Exactly.
I agree, Mike.
Not only did he stop the fight, but he blamed his son for stopping the fight. He blamed his son's preparation, and we talked about this earlier in the video. It had nothing to do with Crawford coming on. No, it did not. That would have been his first response if that was the case. That's my first response. Trust me, understand. I train my son and my daughter, right? My son's only 8. My daughter's 12. They haven't had a amateur fight yet, but they box. I train them all the time, okay? But when they do get in the ring and something like this happens, I'm not stepping in. Mm-hmm. And if I did step in and they ask me, hey, why'd you step in? My response is not going to be, well, you know what? Honestly, I didn't like his preparation. No, nigga, the reason why I stepped in is because he was getting his ass whooped or she was getting her ass whooped. So I stepped in. That's your first response if that's what you really believe. But he said, I didn't like his preparation. Nigga, you're a part of his preparation. What the fuck are you talking about? You mean you don't like how you trained him? What? What are you talking about? What it is, Kenny Porter had nothing to say. That's the problem. What I believe, and this goes into Lazo's question, he said, what did Kenny see? I think I know, but what do y'all think, right? And I'm going to put CMD's comment back up because I'm going to address this next. What it goes into for me is that Kenny Porter was being a sore loser. Have you ever played a game, right? Played a video game with somebody. And I know all you motherfuckers have done this. I ain't the only motherfucker that did this. I said, you playing a video game against somebody. Shit's close, real close. And then they start pulling away. Then it gets to a point where you know you're going to lose. You say, man, fuck this. Throw the controller and walk out.
I ain't never did that one. But I have stepped my foot on the red button on the power strip.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, what happened? Damn, nigga.
Hit reset.
Yeah. Damn, nigga, what happened? Fuck, nigga, I'm about to get that.
Exactly.
It's kind of like when you play Madden and nigga pick Bo Jackson, you hit the reset button.
Oh, you talking about Tecmo Bowl, not
Tecmo Bowl, right? Yeah, you play nigga pick Bo Jackson, hit the reset button once, he do it again. All right, nigga, give me the remote. Nigga, give me the remote.
Right. This is during the game. It's a close game the whole time, and then the dude you playing or the girl you playing against, whoever you playing against, they start whooping your ass towards the end of the game. And you know you about to lose. You say, man, fuck this. And you get up and dip. That's what Kenny Porter did.
Oh, man.
This was a back and forth fight up until the 6th round. Back and forth. Hell, Andre Ward had Sean Porter winning, I think, after the 5th round, man, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. One of the judges' scorecard had Sean Porter win by.
No. They all had Terrence Crawford winning the fight.
They all had 10? Okay.
Yeah. They all had Terrence Crawford winning the fight. Close to, I think it was like 86-85, something like that. I don't remember. But it was like one point difference. But if Andre Ward is there watching he's not there, but he's watching the fight from home and shit, and he's seeing, what he's seeing, and he had Sean Porter up, you better damn believe that Kenny Porter was thinking Sean Porter was winning that fight at some point.
Yeah,
right? But what he ended up saying was probably what I saw. Terrence Crawford was coming on, and he was beating Sean Porter the last couple of rounds, and then Sean Porter went down twice. They knew they were going to lose at that point because they couldn't come back from a 10-7 lead. This was the 10th round. They had 2 rounds left. 10th round was already over.
That's a very good point.
He was down 10-7 in the 10th round. It was already over. They had 2 rounds left to knock Terrence Crawford out at that point. If he's watching the fight that I saw, right? If Kenny Porter's watching the same fight that I saw, then he understands that Terrence Crawford was winning the fight possibly from round 6 to round 9, not really beating the shit out of Sean Porter at all. He was just better than him in all 4 of those fucking rounds, right? He's winning the fight from round 6 to round 9. He had a good lead on him. Then he gets a 10-7 round in round 10. Kenny Porter said, fuck it. What he did was he threw the controller and said, I'm done. Fuck this shit. You guys got to think, man.
That's true.
This ain't that hard to understand.
No, you're right. Because the 2 times you can say that he got knocked down, both was in the very last round. So there was hope. Like against Broner was round 12, and I think against Earl Spence was round 12. So there was hope that the motherfucker still might win.
Exactly. In this
if
fight,
we go to the judges, he might win.
In this fight, if he's seeing the same thing, if he's seeing the same thing that I see, right? Then he's seeing that, you know what? Fuck this shit, bro. We're down 10-7 at round 10, and we're already probably down 3 rounds. Fuck it, I'm done. He don't need to endure no more punishment because we're not gonna knock Terrence Crawford out.
Nope.
And that's what we need to do to win this fight now. Done. That's why he said I didn't like his preparation. That's why he said that. Because he didn't know what to say.
Honestly,
it had nothing to do with Terrence Crawford coming on. It had everything to do with the insurmountable lead that Sean Porter put them in when he went down twice in the 10th round. It had everything to do with that. So this nigga hit the reset button and said, fuck it, I'm done.
You're absolutely right. Because what did he say when they asked him? Honestly?
Yeah.
Hey, yo, that's when you know a nigga finna tell you
That's
some
when you know a
bullshit.
nigga about to lie to you. Honestly?
About to tell you some bullshit. Honestly?
Right. Leave that there. That's because that's what it is.
Yeah.
Truth. That's exactly what it is. Lord, I don't give a fuck about him looking at it. What does that mean? He probably looked at his dad like, hold on, man. I got knocked down. I'm coming. Probably what that means. That means nothing to me, Lonzo. What the fuck does that mean? Nothing. You could have just looked at his dad just because he got knocked down. Hell, nigga, that's his role model, nigga. When my son does something that I don't want him to do, guess what he does first? Look at me. That's what he does. The fuck, man?
That nigga, hey, sometime I know that nigga doing something. He look at me and be like, hey, man, what are you doing, man?
Right.
What you doing, man? What is you over there doing? You
my son plays like 4 different sports. When he's out there practicing and he's doing something wrong and he knows I'm watching, he does first thing he does, look at me. Ooh, looks right at me. Looks right at me. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, bro, this is exactly what fucking happened, bro. He said, fuck it, throw the controller, kick the goddamn Xbox, punch the TV, I'm done. That's what he did, bro.
Terrence Crawford's using a cheat code. Fuck it.
Yep. Exactly. And you might be right, Lozo. He said he was looking at his dad like, don't do it. At least that's what it looked like to me. He could have been looking at him like that. I don't know. All I know is that had no bearing on if that fight should have been stopped. Absolutely not. No bearing.
No.
Because Kenny Porter had his chance to say his piece and he said, honestly,
said.
Sore loser, sore sport. Honestly, and I agree with Errol Spence. Errol Spence said, hey, Kenny Porter shouldn't even get paid. He said, if I'm Sean Porter, I don't pay my daddy. That's what he said. Shit, I wouldn't go that far, but if I was continuing to fight, me and my dad would have a conversation, bro.
No, he would no longer be part of my team.
Out of this fucking world. Yeah, I mean, that's a possibility too, bro. You're right. He might have to get rid of the nigga. Yeah. I would talk to him. Be like, don't you ever do that shit again, nigga. Ever. And then if he's like, well, I'm your trainer, I'm going to do what I said. Well, then, all right, nigga, you're no longer my trainer. That's what would happen.
Right. I can change that. I can't change being my dad, but I can change this right here.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, bro. So it is what it is, man. I want to talk a little bit about, I told you guys something before the card that took place earlier today. It was at like 3 p.m. Central Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Yeah, I told you. Oh, you always got to go ahead of me, nigga. Let me finish, nigga.
That's an old. You know what? That's an old man thing.
It is a fucking old man thing, nigga. I dress it up on purpose, bro. Damn. Fuck it, Rockport. So I told you guys to watch that Richard Riakport fight versus Duradola. I'm not even about to try to pronounce his fucking first name, right? But the reason why I told you guys to watch is because Canelo fans, Canelo fanboys that support Canelo fighting Dudu Makabu, right? They said that the guy that Makabu fought last, which was Duradola, the same guy that Riakport fought, was an elite level cruiserweight. It wasn't just tore ass, the dude that was on this show 2 videos ago where he got obliterated and they got eviscerated on the show. It wasn't just him, right? I've seen it all over social media. Motherfuckers mentioning, oh, he beat Alexei Papin, Cislek, Duradola, mentioning these niggas like they're elite cruiserweights, right? Now, Duradola, he last lost to Makabu and then went on to win 2 fights after Makabu and then fought Riakport tonight, right? So you can't say he lost a step because he won his last 2 fights, right? I know who Duradola is. And I try to tell you guys, I try to extend my boxing knowledge on these videos about guys that I know. I know all of these fucking fighters, man. It's part of my job, nigga. I get paid to do this. You know what I'm saying? I know all of these fucking fighters. I know who Duradola is, man. I knew who Makabu was.
Mhm.
Okay? Before Canelo made this nigga famous, I knew who Makabu was. I've seen his fights against Papin, C-Slack. I saw him fight Thibasu Machuno. I've seen all those fights. I saw the Duradola fight. I seen Duradola fight previously before he lost to Makabu. Okay? I'm telling you, he was not elite. But niggas don't listen to me when I talk.
No.
Right? So I got to show you.
Control here, you know, Duradola doesn't see. Oh, good left hook. Beautiful shot. Right on cue. Richard Riakporhe delivers. And on the button as well. Duradola down. At the beginning of the 5th round, he smiles. This is the chance here. Riakporhe's right hand. And an uppercut as well. And Duradola's going to be taken out. He can't survive this storm. Uppercuts. And in goes Victor Loughlin. Richard Riakporhe with his...
Now, to give you guys some context, Richard Riakporhe is a fucking prospect. Yes, he's ranked in I think the WBO and IBF, but he's a prospect. He's only like 12-0, something like that. The way these guys said Duradola was elite, he should not have been washed like that. I mean, it was a little left hook. Knock this nigga down. This nigga said,
I was just gonna say that wasn't that.
It was not that hard, bro.
It was no.
He hit him with that
legs.
He hit my man with that left hook. Duradola said, oh. Now, the next thing Cat's gonna say, Canelo fanboys, what they're gonna say is this. Well, you know Duradola was 41. Okay, the nigga was 40 when he fought Makabu. What's your point?
Yep.
That was only a year ago. He was 40 when he fought Makabu. He was still 40 and possibly 41 when he had 2 fights after Makabu, where he won. By knockout, too, by the way. What's your point? Where's the slippage? You know what I'm saying? What I'm trying to tell you is the Duradola that just got washed by Richard Riakporhe, who's a fucking prospect, is the same Duradola that fucking lost to Makabu, nigga.
He sure is.
He's the same fighter.
The exact same fighter.
So tell me again who elite fighters that Makabu is beating? I told you guys, I said, watch this fight. And my man L-Dub said it too. Duradola gonna get knocked the fuck out. We told y'all this.
He sure did. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
He said he get knocked out.
He's gonna get knocked out because he's not elite. Not even this nigga, not even average. And that was Makabu's last fight, man. Over a year ago. Or about to be a year ago. December 20th. Gonna be a year ago. But when he fights Canelo, it'll be a year and 5 months. You know what I'm saying? That was his last fight. That guy.
That guy. That guy.
This is what I'm trying to say, man. I don't know why dudes even try to argue, man. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we're hardly wrong. When we are wrong, we'll admit it. Like we were wrong about, not calling a knockout. But we hardly ever fucking wrong, man. And it fell right into place, Bo, that Duradola was fighting today. It fell right into place.
It sure did.
You know what I'm saying? Right into place that motherfucker was fighting today, bro. But, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. At the end of the day, fanboys are going to find other reasons to fucking support, you know what I'm saying? Canelo versus Dudu Makabu, right? But I'll submit this. If Terrence Crawford fights Errol Spence, the winner is pound for pound number 1.
Ooh,
letting y'all know that right now.
I like that.
I don't give a fuck about Canelo going up fighting Dudu Makabu for fucking a 5th fucking title in the division. Don't care if the winner of Crawford Spence is automatic pound for pound number 1. The only thing that stops that is if Usyk fucks around and beats Tyson Fury. That is the only thing that stops that, bro.
I agree 1,000 motherfucking %. If Usyk beats Tyson Fury to become undisputed, he's pound for pound number one. Undisputed in two divisions and the gauntlet he went through to get pound for pound.
Exactly.
Number one. The only motherfucker he hadn't fought is fucking Wilder. Outside of that,
you're right.
Yeah, so right. He ain't a Wilder. That's it.
That's it.
Shit, no.
That's it, bro.
That resume on the 20 fights is stacked.
Yep.
You understand that nigga's resume on the 20 fights is stacked, dog.
Exactly. Exactly. See, look, Panama Lewis. This is why I didn't answer your question earlier. You said, man, I like this guy. How can I follow him? Because you know what? I'm so real, you're not going to like me 10 minutes later. That's how it works. I am objective. I talk boxing in and out all day long, and I don't fucking fanboy for nobody. Not saying you're fanboying. I'm just saying you're not going to like what I say at 5 o'clock, but you might like what I say at 6 o'clock. So there's no reason, there's no point in you following me. That's my point. Unless you're just as objective as I am. And that statement right there has absolutely no objectivity in it. Oh, he can fight whoever the fuck he wants after the 12 months he has had. What 12 months? Who'd he fight? Caleb Plant? Caleb Plant wasn't ready for Canelo. Neither was Billy Joe Saunders. And Callum Smith shouldn't even been the champion. He lost to John Ryder. So what are you talking about? Abney Yildirim? Abney Yildirim? I know who Chino is. I know he is.
Oh, okay. Panama Lewis. I didn't know. What the hell?
Yeah, he said that earlier.
That's Chino. Okay, I didn't know that was him.
But I'm just saying, like, dudes are not going to like me 15 minutes later. It doesn't matter if he fought undefeated champions, bro. Those undefeated champions were not on his skill level. They were far below his skill level, man. Yeah. Canelo, in my opinion, is an A-level fighter. The lowest you can put Canelo is A-. The lowest you can put Caleb Plant, Billy Joe Saunders, and Callum Smith are probably C+. Those are the lowest.
Yep.
So you have, let's put them at their high. You have an A-level fighter beating a bunch of B-level fighters. That's fucking 2-3 levels below him, man. Doesn't matter if they're undefeated. They're not on his level. Nowhere near it. So, see, that's what I'm saying. He said, well, what the fuck does that matter? You want him to fight Fury? Did I say that?
No.
Did I say that, bro?
No, we just want him to fight better guys. Like, okay, let me ask you this. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying, who has Caleb Plant fought to prepare him for Canelo? Who has Billy Joe Saunders fought that prepares him for Canelo? Hell, who is Callum Smith fought that prepares him for Canelo? Now, flip that around, right? Who has Errol Spence fought to prepare him for Terrence Crawford? Who has Terrence Crawford prepared for Errol Spence? Well, Errol Spence has fought Danny Garcia, he's fought Kell Brook, and he's fought Sean fucking Porter. Terrence Crawford became undisputed, and then he just fought fucking Sean Porter. So they're basically on the same level, right? Usyk cleared out the cruiserweight division, right? He fought Bradis, he fought Gassiev. Then he went up to heavyweight. He fought Derek Chisora, which of course is a level below him. But then the motherfucker fights Anthony fucking Joshua. Now, if he beats Tyson Fury, yeah, man, #1 pound for pound. Why? They're all on the same skill level. Canelo Alvarez isn't doing that, man.
Right. So you're trying to. So he said, no, I didn't say that. But who's the better opposition he could have fought? Please tell me that. He's saying that with confidence, like there's nobody better than Callum Smith, who lost to John Ryder, Billy Joe Saunders, who ducked Demetrius Andrade by going up to 168 and not allowing that fight to get rescheduled, and fought Shifat Asufi and some Mexican guy, I don't even remember his fucking name, who didn't do nothing at middleweight, by the way, either.
Nope.
Right? And Caleb Plant, who only fought a tax attorney, a Minnesota nigga, and a dude with a finger in his ass. That's all he fought. Oh, and another paper champ who got the belt off of technicality because James DeGale didn't want to fight him because he wanted a big fight before he retired.
Oh,
those are 4 fights, man. You're telling me Demetrius Andrade is not better than any of those guys? You're saying Demetrius Andrade is not better than Callum Smith? And we're talking about skill. Raw skill, style for style, talent for talent. You're telling me Demetrius Andrade does not present a better matchup to Canelo Alvarez than Caleb Plant, Billy Ho, and Callum Smith? If you say that, you might as well just leave right now. If you say that they're better, they presented better matchups than Demetrius Andre, you might as well leave right now. Demetrius Andre, skill for skill, is better than all three of those guys. Almost put together, bro.
He's saying who was better at super middleweight is my point. You don't know who was better than those.
You don't know who's better than those guys at super middleweight? David Benavidez is better than all those guys at super middleweight. David Benavidez, okay. David Benavidez, it doesn't even matter that it's at super middleweight, though, Chino, because Demetrius Andre would have followed Canelo if Canelo would have been like, yeah, let's make the fucking fight.
Yeah, he would have.
Remember, Demetrius Andre walked into Canelo's post-fight presser after he beat Billy Joe Saunders, right? Are you saying that Demetrius Andre was just bullshitting? If Canelo would have not said, right? Let's say this. Let's give you this real quick. If Canelo would have not said this right here, get the fuck out of here, man, and instead said, let's make the fight, you really think Andre would have been like, oh yeah, by the way, you got to come back down to 160? No!
Yeah, right.
Andre would have went to 168. He would have did whatever Canelo wanted him to do. And that fight would have been made. Why? Because he's been chasing Canelo for fucking 10 years. Almost 10 years. No, I'm not basing it off of fucking Liam Williams. See, your boxing knowledge goes to like 2 years. Andrade has been beating dudes since 154. He's a fucking one of the best Olympians that America has shown, right, in this decade, right? I think he was a bronze medalist, right?
Yes, yeah.
Beat Erislandy Lara. He beat a bunch of niggas in the Olympics. Demetrius Andrade has always had the skill level to be a problem for anybody. That's why he's still undefeated. No, Canelo can win with me. Canelo can win with me. You know when
that's
Canelo
won
with me? That's yeah, exactly. Let me show you something. He said Canelo can't win with you. Okay. Canelo can't win with me, dog. What does that say right there? What number is that? What number does that say? He can't win with me? This ain't updated, but I'm not removing Canelo. Terrence Crawford moves up. But Canelo stays there, even with Crawford's win tonight. And he can't win with me? Since you don't know what the fuck y'all are talking about. Because you're subjective. You like fighters, not boxing. You like fighters. No, you're not getting on nothing. Y'all like fighters. The last time I let a fighter get on here, a fan of a fighter, he got killed. Then he tried to talk shit afterwards. Everybody heard him get murked. Then he tried to talk shit afterwards. So we're going to do it just like this. You said Canelo cannot win with me, but I have him 3 Kings top 10 number 1. So let's try something else. What else is it? What's your next one? Andre's some guy that's never fought a world champion, right? Right. Why? Because they won't fight him, nigga. He's fighting who he can fight because everybody is ducking him. The only time Andre screwed up is in 2014, specifically December 2014, when he was supposed to fight Jermell Charlo, and he backed out of that fight because Rock Nation offered him a deal that they didn't fucking give him when they were supposed to give it to him. He made a dumbass decision in 2014. So are you telling me all the way in 2021 that he should still have to suffer for that decision he made 7 years ago?
Hold on one sec, 2K. Hey, yo, Chino, this is how we talk. This is the barbershop, bro. Ain't nobody disrespecting. This is how we talk. It's the barbershop.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? It's the barbershop. I know you said, boy, I deserve respect. Hold on, dog. Ain't nobody disrespecting. We don't do that. But this is the barbershop.
And asking Bo that is not going to get you anything you're looking for. I run this shit, not Bo. So if you want respect or you think you don't get respect, then leave. I can shout and rush all I want. This is how we talk. This is my show. I can shout, talk, spit, piss. Anything I want, I can do. If you don't like it, the door is right there, nigga. It's called the fucking red X at the top right corner of your screen. If you got a Mac, it's at the top left. You're getting respect. I'm talking to you. That's respect. I could have ignored your comment.
Right. And he's not calling you a casual or anything.
Exactly.
Like that.
I'm just telling you, I'm trying to get you to tell me why Andre doesn't deserve the fight, basically. And you're saying all these different things, and I'm debunking them as you're saying them. Canelo can never win with me. Okay, I got him at number 1. Damn, I fucked up on that one. All right. Andre has never fought a world champion. Well, the world champions aren't fucking fighting him. He's calling them all out. After every single fight he gets, he calls out every single world champion. He calls out every single fucking world champion, right? And then you got guys like Jamel and Jamal, right? I'll remind you, saying shit like this.
Yeah, my bad. Tell Andrade I'm fuck Andrade, pussy ass. You know what I did? I said, all right, we ain't fighting him. We black card him. We put him on the black card, nigga. You ain't getting a fight, nigga. Ain't no money for you, nigga, in this boxing world. You better go represent that bar you tried to open like 2 years ago, nigga. Fuck wrong with you, Rhode Island ass, nigga. That shit weak. I fought up there. That shit weak as fuck. Nigga, ain't nobody up there. Chill, ain't no real niggas in Rhode Island, nigga. Fuck wrong with you. Fuck out of here. I hate Andrade.
That's Jamel saying that he'll never fight Demetrius Andrade. Jamal co-signed the video. Triple G has never spoken about him. Ryota Murata's never spoken about him. And Canelo keeps skipping weight class, not fighting him. What the fuck? But they still go back, Bo, and say, well, he's not fought a world champion. They won't fight him.
Fight him. But he was going to fight Billy Joe until Billy Joe put that shit up his nose.
Yeah, he had Billy Joe Saunders. And understand, Demetrius Andrade did not back out of that fight. He didn't. He was like, shit, we fighting. And what happened? Billy Joe snorted cocaine from his goddamn nasal spray. And then when they said, okay, everything's clear, you're good, Billy Joe said, you know what, I'm going to 168, Mike.
Right, yeah, yeah.
What the fuck?
She fat. Yeah. That sounds like a good fight there, mate.
I'm not diminishing Canelo's accomplishments. I'm saying he didn't fight who he should have fought. That's what I'm saying. You're thinking that I'm saying fuck Canelo and what all he's accomplished. If I thought that, he wouldn't be number 1 on my top 10 list.
Right.
Jesus Christ, man.
Right. That's what we...
I'm telling you, he just did not take the fights he should have fought. Canelo was the IBF, WBC, and WBA champion after he beat Daniel Jacobs, and Demetrius Andrade was the WBO, and Canelo decided not to fight Demetrius Andrade. That's what he did. Andrade didn't do anything. Andrade didn't do anything to not make that fight. Canelo decided not to fight him. Canelo was the one that said, nope, not fighting Andrade. I'm moving up to 168 to do all this shit all over again. Why? Because it's an easier division than fighting Andrade. That was Canelo that did that, man. That was Canelo in 2014, 2015, that when Andrade was the fucking WBO champion at 154, Canelo and Oscar De La Hoya said, well, we're not looking at fighting Demetrius Andrade. Who is the guy? We don't know the guy. He doesn't put asses in seats. He doesn't draw at all. Okay, well then Canelo, when Andrade got stripped, right? And then the vacant title goes into the hands of Liam Smith because he beats John Thompson for it. Guess what they turned around and did? Oh shit, we're going to fight Liam Smith. Oh yeah, absolutely. Liam Smith's the next guy. Well, you're telling me that Liam Smith is a draw? He's a bigger draw and a bigger name than Demetrius Andrade because the excuse was that Andrade's name wasn't big enough. But then you immediately jump to fight Liam Smith when Liam Smith gets the same belt that Andrade used to hold. What the fuck? That's what I'm talking about, Chino. Not diminishing Canelo's accomplishments. He's the first undisputed champion at 168 pounds. How can I diminish that by saying he didn't fight Andrade? I can't. But what I can tell you is that Canelo needs to be scrutinized under a certain light because he didn't take the fights that he should have took. That's it.
Yeah. Even with this cruiserweight fight. The guy that called him out was Marius Bradis. Instead, he chose to fight Makabu. And that's what we're saying. Like, understand, man. like he said, Canelo's an ape. Canelo could have been the first 4-belt middleweight undisputed champion if he'd have fought Demetri Andrade. He'd been the first 4-belt of the 4-belt era undisputed middleweight champion. All they had to do was fight Andrade. He went to 175 and fought Kovalev. He went from 160 straight to 175 to fight Kovalev. Then came down to 168 and said, well, I'm done. I'm done.
I'm saying that I would have rather him fight Andrade than move up to 168. Yes, because he would have been undisputed at 160.
Yes, he would have. Yes.
That's what I'm saying. Chino, come on, dog. Follow me. That's what I'm saying. That's what I've been saying this whole time. He should have fought Demetrius Andrade when he was the WBA, IBF, and WBC champion, so he could become undisputed at 160. We even made a video about this because we covered the Daniel Jacobs fight live. We were at the T-Mobile Center in Las Vegas. We made a video driving down Las Vegas Boulevard the night of the fight, saying that if Canelo beats Jacobs, all he has to do is fight Demetrius Andrade, possibly beat him. He becomes undisputed at 160. Then he goes up to 168 and becomes undisputed there. I said live on that video that Canelo would possibly be the greatest Mexican fighter of all time if he did that. That's what I said. And we even replayed that. We replayed that on one of the videos, like 2 or 3 videos ago.
Sure
we replayed that. But he didn't fight Demetrius Andrade. And he continues to not fight Demetrius Andrade. Right, he's moved up since, but he ducked Demetrius Andrade. Plain and simple.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, when he moved up, fought Rocky Fielding, and then decided to go for undisputed when David Benavidez was no longer the WBC champion.
Yep. He's picking and choosing. Now, you said earlier he could fight whoever the fuck he wants. Now, anybody can fight whoever the fuck they want, right? Nobody's obligated to fight anybody. Okay? And and you can see that in this era. Charlo's doing it. He don't have Canelo clout. He can fight whoever the fuck he wants. Right? Anybody's obligated to fight whoever they want. That is a mute point. But I get what you're saying. He's the cash cow, so he can pick and choose. But that doesn't make it right. Exactly, One Honor. Boo Boo's a horrible fighter. Man, come on, man. That was his excuse. You horrible fighter. Get the fuck out of here, man. That's a hell of an excuse. If he's so bad, then whoop his ass. Whoop his ass. What am I debating you on, Pan? What am I debating you on, dog? What am I debating you on? There's no debate. What am I debating him on, bro? I don't understand.
I guess Canelo's resume. I don't know.
If you wanted to go watch my video on Canelo's resume, I made a video about that. There's no debate with you, bro. What? I don't understand. You're saying your thoughts, and then I'm saying mine. It's done. What's the debate? I'm not trying to get you to do anything. You believe me or don't. I don't give a fuck, man. I'm responding to your comments. This is not a debate. I'm responding to your comments. These niggas are beta males, bro. I don't know where you get these niggas from, bro. These niggas are beta males, bro. These niggas are beta males, dog. Like I said, that's why I said earlier in the show, what did he say? I like this guy. I like this guy. Right here. Bro, this guy 2K, how do I follow him? That's why I didn't fucking comment, bro. That's why I didn't comment. Because if you fuck with me, if you're listening to me, you're going to like me today and hate me tomorrow. Because I'm objective. I don't follow any fucking fighter. I don't fanboy any fighter. I call out all the flaws for any fighter, no matter who the fuck it is. If they're worth praising, I praise the shit out of them. I have no problem with Canelo becoming a 5-division champ. How he's doing it, I have a problem with. Plain and simple.
That's it. And that's your prerogative to have a problem with it.
Exactly.
That's your prerogative to have a problem with it.
Yep, exactly, Brian David. If a person press send, they better know boxing. Appreciate you, dog. Exactly, that's it. Get mad, go kick the wall, nigga. Go kick over a couple trash cans and shit. Do whatever the fuck you want. Dude's a whack, man. I don't know. And they're always niggas you fuck with, bro. I don't know about you, nigga.
Now, hold on, motherfucker. Wait a goddamn minute. Shit.
They're always niggas you fuck with, bro.
Oh, no. Shit.
Always niggas you know, bro. I don't know, bro. We gotta talk, man. We gotta talk. Redcliffe said, if Andre can't secure a big name like Jamal or a winner of GGG Murata, how is the public going to respond when they find out Janibek, I can't pronounce the last name, maybe the next Mando? And actually, Heisenberg, I saw a comment that you made up top. I wanted to go back to it. Heisenberg asked, he said, hey, what do you think about a Demetrius and Andre versus a Janibek fight, man? That's the cat that just beat Hassan and Jikum. What do you think about that shit, bro?
I like to fight. Andre beats this motherfucker, but I like to fight. And the reason why I like to fight is because this is a better quality fighter than the guys he's been fighting. Mm-hmm. He's perceived to be, he's got power. He's slick, good movement, So I think it's a good fight for Dimitri Andre. Two southpaw fighters. I think Andres beats him because I think Andre's ring IQ is better than his.
Yep.
And it is. It showed in that fight with, I don't want to say his name wrong. And Dom. What's called that nigga?
Ndickum. Just say Ndom, bro.
Yeah, right. Ndom. But yeah, that nigga Ndom. He showed that in his fight with Ndom. He showed his ring IQ really ain't up to that level just yet. And it could be because he ain't fought nobody there yet. Who knows? But I definitely like that fight. He's a quality fighter, undefeated, young, in his prime, and he has good skill and power. How can y'all be mad at that?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, I like the fight, man. He's Janibek's good. I like him. Very sneaky, bro. Especially when he gets at mid-range distance. Don't clinch him, man. He'll land some shit that you didn't see. One thing I was liking was that when N'Jon was trying to throw his jab, Janibek would slip that motherfucker, come right over the right up underneath, right through the middle with that left uppercut. It was money all night long, bro. See, stuff like that kind of IQ, that's the type of shit that I want to see. Two fighters in the ring, basically they're playing chess, whether it's a all-out war, right? Because you could play chess and be in a war. That is possible, right? Mm-hmm. Or it's not necessarily a war. It's two guys that are just basically trying to jockey for position to be able to get off their best shots, right? These guys can be economical with their shots, but they're just trying to get the best position for the best shot. I like those type of fights, period. I don't want to see a guy who's clearly below a level of another guy, right? And just in there getting beat the fuck up. Or in there doing stupid shit like Caleb Plant trying to land a counterpunch when you have no power on a guy that has the best chin in boxing. What? Why are you just in there trying to land a counterpunch?
Yeah.
I don't want to see that. Right? I think a fight like Janibek and Andre will give me that chess match that I'm looking for at 160. I honestly don't think like Andre and Triple G and Andre and Ryota Murata, those aren't chess match fights. I think Andre beats shit out of both of those guys, right? Okay. But a Jamal Charlo fight, that's a good fight. I think that's a good fight. That's a chess match fight too. But Jamal don't want to fight him. We just showed you the video of his brother saying that we not gonna fight Charlo. Andre. Yeah. He said we. You know what I'm saying? So Jamal feels the same way. They're never gonna give Boo Boo that fight. So if he stays at 160, I like the Janibek. I like the Janibek fight. That's the next one for him. If he goes to 168, I like the David Benavidez fight. Andre to fight anybody.
Yeah, he will. Actually, that David Benavidez fight would be a good fight, though.
That shit is dope. That's a dope ass fight.
Good fight.
Yeah.
That's a good fight right there. Shit.
Exactly, Heisenberg. That's that shit Caleb Plant said to Canelo. I'm pretty good for 21-0. Eh? Shut the fuck up, man.
Oh, yeah.
Put your ass in there and have a working game plan. Don't talk to the guy that's walking you down and beating you up. Have a working game plan. Volume. That's what Billy Joe Saunders is doing. That's why he did better than you. Even though he quit, he did better than you. Damn, dog.
I'm pretty good for a guy that's 21. I know he.
Stupid, man. I'm done with this shit, bro. You got anything else you want to add to this shit, man?
Man, you know what? I do want to say this right here. Sean Porter should be celebrated for one thing and one thing only. Sean Porter proved that you can take losses and still be in great fights in the sport of boxing.
Absolutely.
He proved that. Sean Porter proved that. Sean Porter proved that you could take an L and still be placed in some top fights in the sport of boxing. He lost against Keith Thurman. He rebounded, grabbed the title. Lost against Errol Spence. Went straight from Errol Spence straight to who? Terrence Crawford.
Right.
See what I'm saying? He first lost his title. He lost the IBF title when he fought Kell Brook. See? Yep. So Sean Porter is proven that, hey, man, you could take L's. It don't diminish you. It don't diminish your stature. It don't diminish your money even. Don't even diminish your money. Right? It's sad that he lost those fights. Okay? But Sean Porter deserves fucking respect because he proved or he showed that, hey, man, all that shit about, don't want to take an L, it's going to fuck with my money, it's going to fuck with my popularity. If there's one thing Kenny Porter taught him, it's that shit don't mean nothing. That's the one thing I'll say Kenny Porter taught that nigga. Hey, man, all that shit don't mean nothing. Right? And Sean Porter fuck around, he like Robert Garcia. I mean, not Robert Guerrero. Sean Porter would be like a commentator, some shit like that. I can see him doing that. So yeah, man, hats off to Sean Porter, dog, for at least always getting in there with these motherfuckers and proving that shit other side of the street and these Al Heyman don't want to do this and Bob don't want that shit is bullshit, man. These niggas make fights when they want to make the fucking fights, man.
Right. I agree with that 100%. The thing is about Sean Porter retiring is what sucks about it is Sean Porter is one of the few fighters that we have in this era that doesn't duck anyone. When people didn't want to fight Errol Spence, Sean Porter was okay with it. You know what I'm saying? Now, there was a time where he was trying to get at Keith Thurman and them. That's before, I believe, Errol Spence had a belt, right? But as soon as when Errol Spence started, actually when he became a champion, he beat Kell Brook. Sean Porter was open to fighting Errol Spence. He fought Keith Thurman. He fought Danny Garcia. He fought anybody that was out there, bro. Right. One honor said Porter's resume is legendary. Even though he's losing, bro. If you look at the resumes and consider the losses as credibility, he has the best resume at welterweight now with Manny Pacquiao retiring, right?
Yep.
So we're losing a guy that has the character that's very thin to find in boxing today. The majority of these fighters are ducking, man. The majority of duck all night long, all day long. All they do is duck. But Sean Porter doesn't do that. Never has. And now he's leaving. We got one of those gone.
Yep.
Fucking terrible, man. All right, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Go to 3kingsboxing.com for your source of pure and adulterated boxing information. Hit us up on Twitter at 3kingsboxing, Instagram at 3kingsboxing, Facebook.com/3kingsboxing, man. Hey, yo, Bo, man. How many of your friends is that, bro? That I had to get on, bro. So you got Camel Ass, you got the nigga that Ring IQ punk. You got this nigga here, Chino XL. I mean, just tell your boys, man. Don't even come to the show, man. For real. Just tell them before they listen. Just, hey, dog. Tell who's a beta male, who isn't, bro. You need to talk to these niggas. Pull them to the side. Hey, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. And they see you as like the old head, right? They see you as the OG.
Yeah.
Pull them to the side, bro. Hey, man, I'm gonna be honest with you, nigga. You kind of got beta male tendencies, my nigga. You can't go in front of 2K, bro. Just let them know. Because the nigga's going to verbally whip your ass. He's going to verbally fuck you up. And then if you try to say some shit to him and y'all meet, you get fucked up physically. Just tell them niggas, bro. For real. Pull them to the side. Hey, bro, I don't think the show is for you. But nah, man, I want to listen. Nah, it's not for you, dog. It's always your niggas, bro. Yours.
Man, I had no idea that nigga. Has he ever been on the show we ever did before?
I don't know. He said his name like we supposed to know who the fuck he is. He said it's Kev El Chino. I don't know who that is, bro. He's been on before. I don't know. I was just rolling with it. Hey, what's up, Kev El Chino? But I don't know the guy. He knows you. So that's your boy. As always, your boys, nigga. Never mind. J Mar is my nigga, right? JL Davis is my nigga. Eric Stratton is my nigga, right? My Brazil is my nigga. Amina is my nigga, right? My man V-Town boxing fan. It's never my niggas.
Shit, motherfucker, hey, I don't tell the motherfuckers to come on here and watch. Shit, I don't be doing. They be watching.
Hey, you better tell them niggas, pull the niggas to the Texan. That's my dog right there too, bro. Lonzo, me and Lonzo be arguing and shit. Nigga, we argued on here.
Hold on, Lonzo's one of my niggas too now. From
Nah.
We live East Sleep Boxing.
Nah,
that's
sir.
why I know that nigga.
I met Lonzo way before you did. Lonzo,
yeah, I didn't know that shit. Lonzo,
I met him way before. That's not your nigga. That's my nigga. That's your nigga. That's your nigga afterwards.
That's my nigga afterwards.
Lonzo didn't go to you and say, "Hey, bro, you on ESPN." He didn't go to you. Exactly, motherfucker.
No, motherfucker. He said 3 Kings, y'all on ESPN.
No, he said you on ESPN, motherfucker. He didn't go to you. I knew Lonzo before you, nigga. And me and that nigga be arguing all the time. He don't never get in his feelings. That nigga ain't no beta male. He said, I knew Bo first. Fuck you, nigga.
Hey, thank you, Lord. I gotta get my one. Goddamn it.
Oh shit! No, I didn't even know. I had no idea, bro. But me and this nigga be arguing all the time, bro. And he never gets in his feelings.
He loves that shit.
Yeah,
loves that shit.
This nigga said, This nigga sound like your boy sound like one of the punk ass white dudes. I demand my respect. Man, get the fuck out of here. This is boxing talk, nigga. This is who are you talk to on a daily basis if you say some shit like that? Who are you talking to? Are all of you niggas literally sitting up straight with your fucking arms folded in front of you, nigga? Yeah, you know, I like Terrence Crawford because he's such a great fighter. I mean, he's very intricate with his styles. It's excellent. I was baffled. I mean, I was flabbergasted when I saw that Sean Porter got knocked down twice. Oh, yeah, me too. What the fuck? Are y'all talking boxing like that? This is how you talk boxing. You're in a barbershop, man. You're like, man, look, you over there, you don't know what the fuck you talking about. And then the man over there says, man, you don't know what the fuck you talking about. Then y'all go at it. Fuck. What the hell? I've said several times before, man. We get into the sparring sessions and boxing talk. When we leave this motherfucker, it's all good. But see, it's always them dudes that be getting in their feelings. That's why we put the shit up here, man. I think the comments are hiding it. No beta male zone says it right under my fucking picture. I think I need to stop putting the comments up, bro, so they can see that. If you starting to get in your feelings, don't comment then. Just shut the fuck up. But I talk like this all the time. All the time. Bo can fucking tell you that. So I talk. I'm an animated ass nigga. Always. If you want to talk boxing, basketball, anything, I'm fucking animated, dog. Anything animated, bro. That's how I talk. I curse all the time. It's what I like to do. You know what I'm saying? I curse all the time. What I like to do.
Man, listen, man. I'm just saying, man, you know, maybe we need to change the show around for those who like.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
I'm saying, man, you know, we have elder statesmen. We have
elder statesmen like the show.
We have very genuine, non-complex, intelligent individuals that like to watch our show. Just not so much for the banter, but so much for the royalty and the distinction of having the boxing honor of talking to us.
Right.
I don't know what none of that shit means.
Go listen to Mike. Go listen to Mike Floppinger then, if that's what you want. Go listen to him.
No shit.
Go listen to Chris Mannix and all them other whack ass dudes, man. Go listen to them. Non-genuine guys. They're non-genuine. This character that me and Bo are showing you is genuine, which means what you hear on the show is what you would hear in person. It's genuine.
It's true.
We're not lying to you. We're acting the way we normally act. Those guys are not acting the way they normally act. How do I know that? Put them guys on Triller. Start hearing them curse. What was the dude with the mole on his face? The Mexican cat with the mole on his face. Can't think of his fucking name right now.
I can't think of his
Somebody
name
tell me.
either. Yeah, but he was. Yep.
Motherfucker, when he's doing PBC, welcome to the stage.
Joe,
Nigga proper than a motherfucker.
Joe Flores.
Yeah, Flores. Motherfucker proper than a motherfucker. He gets on Triller. Man, fuck them niggas, B. I was like, hold on.
Hey, yo.
Is he really talking like this?
Hey, yo.
He doesn't talk like that.
Hey, yo. Remember when Snoop Dogg was on there?
Yeah.
I think it's when my man Regis fought was it Ivan Redcash?
Yeah. I remember all that.
And Mike Carpenter said, yeah, Regis said if Ivan makes that mistake, he's gonna fuck him up. And Snoop was like, damn, you went from world class.
Exactly, bro. These dudes are fake, man. But see, I guess they like fake guys, bro. They don't like real animated dudes. They don't like real niggas, bro. They don't like real men. They like fake dudes talk to you all softly and shit like you're a bitch. That's what you like. I demand my respect. Get the fuck out. And then ask Bo for it. Like Bo gonna be like, 2K, respect him.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I saw that shit like, what the
fuck? My God. But
I can't lie.
But that's what your other boy Camel ass did. Bo, you're gonna let him talk to me like that? Yeah. Yeah, nigga, he is. These dudes are funny, man. Tell your homeboys to stop fucking coming around me, man. For real. I'm too thorough for these niggas, man. They little pussies, man. Tell them to go over there in they fucking hole, man. For real. And go talk that boxing with them whack-ass dudes that don't know shit about it. Leave me the fuck alone. Real talk. And to the next one, appreciate everybody in the chat, everybody that donated to the PayPal. We out this bitch.